Man, it just seems as though China just can't get enough. I mean, China is really out for world domination. And we're gonna talk about how China will take over Japan in anime within a decade. Yes, a decade. So by like 2035 or something like that. Or 2032. China is gonna they're gonna own the anime industry. Like, they're probably gonna own the world by then. Anyways, let's go, guys. Let's talk about it. Hello, guys. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell right there so that you can get notifications every time I upload a video. Okay? Enjoy. What is up, guys? This is your boy Andy Matrix. Welcome to Andy RCB, where I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, and Japanese culture. Alright, I am here at SoraNews24.com. It's a popular Asian news outlet. I've used it many times. It's mostly Japanese. And today we're going to talk about Kemono Friends producer. But Kemono is an anime, which is this right here. And the producer of this show, he's talking about how China's gonna basically own anime in the future. It says, according to Yoshitada Fukuhara, anime may be the only thing left to save Japan's economy. It says on December 5, Yoshitada Fukuhara, producer of a smash hit 2017 Kemono Friends, posted a bleak statement on Twitter account. And this is the Japanese, so to translate, it says, although the animation industry in China has just begun, literally, just begun, I am convinced they will overtake us in production in 3 years and in skill in 5-10 years. In 5 to 10 years. This is him. It's a Japanese saying that, right? It says some of the Fukuhara's followers had pointed out that China had already overtaken Japan in terms of production quantity. Wow. Oh my god. Production quantity, and that their techniques with 2D and 3D animation were already at respectable levels. However, Fukuhara is saying that while that is the true of children's programming, Japanese animation's true appeal, yes, appeal abroad is with its more sophisticated adult-oriented content. Yeah, so anime like Berserk, Naruto, things that are bloody, Black Lagoon, these types of shows, they make it big in America. In the West, oh my god. So that's very true. Japan's animation's true appeal abroad is with sophisticated adult-oriented animation. Right, so then it goes on to say, well, first of all, up here when he says anime may be the only thing left to save Japan's economy, he's right. He's absolutely right. Look, man, there's a lot of problems in Japan. Number one is the population. They're not having enough babies, so there's very few people to take over the next generation in the workforce. And a lot of Japanese millennials, they don't want to do work such as like construction working. Japanese millennials, the new generation of Japanese, they don't want to do any of the like physical hard labor, right? So it's a huge struggle. It's a huge struggle, right? And they're not having enough babies, so a lot of kids are gonna like grow up alone, with not having a lot of friends. And since the 80s and 90s, the Japanese economy has been stagnating, and there hasn't been a lot of new companies like Nintendo, Toyota in the last like 3 decades. I don't know why, but it just has to do with their attitude, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mean to insult Japan. I love Japan. It says currently China and Japan are collaborating on animation projects, but Fukuhara suspects that this arrangement has no future for Japan. Once Chinese animators learn all of the tricks of the trade, continuing to work with Japan simply wouldn't make much business sense to them, right? So this is something that China does all the time. So it says once China animators learn all of the tricks of the trade of animation in Japan, continuing to work with Japan simply wouldn't make much business sense. Look, Chinese people, they go to other countries, they learn the trade, they learn their secrets, and then they go back to China and build their own country. They come to America, to Silicon Valley. They learn all the tech skills, all the programming languages, all the everything, all the engineering jobs, all the architect, all of that. The Chinese, they learn that. They go back to China and then they help build China. They go to Japan. The Chinese go to Japan. They learn anime, all the tricks of anime, 2D animation, 3D animation. The aesthetics, the beautiful aesthetics of anime. Then they go back to China and then they make Chinese anime. Then look, man, China, they're gonna conquer the world in a few decades, man. It's undeniable. And now now they don't need Japan anymore. They have their own anime shows in China. So what's gonna happen is that Japan, they're gonna start asking China for help. Like, hey guys, can you help us do this? And then China's gonna be like, well, you're gonna have to give us more of the profit. So, man, and honestly, America's kind of doing the same thing. So, in the future, Japan, they're just gonna be like eating off the palm of all the countries when it comes to anime. I mean, not all anime companies in Japan, but you guys get the point. Japan is hurting, man. Japan is hurting. So then it says, the problem lies Japan's attitude towards the arrangement. It says many in the anime industry and fandom see Japan as an invincible god of animation, granting its wisdom to China, who will forever be its grateful pupil. Nope. However, given the staggering speed of China's growth, that would be a totally naive view of the situation. Yes, it is. Very naive, actually. Also, let's see China elevate their animation to that of the high standards of Disney. Disney can still compete because of their family-oriented content that can pass through China's strict government regulations and into the vastly lucrative market. Japan, on the other hand, Japanese animation studios, whose content often contains violence and sexuality, have to navigate the finicky nature of these censors to even begin to compete with more savvy domestic studios, right? Meaning, while in Japan, many of the traditional business industries like cars and electronics are beginning to dwindle, well, we have seen signs of the video game markets shrinking considerably in recent years. Fukuhara points out that even sumo has become largely dominated by Mongolians. Wow. Oh my god. And let's talk about the video game industry in Japan. I talked about this before. Sony no longer focuses on Japan. Okay, Sony, especially Sony PlayStation, they left Osaka, Japan, and moved to California. That's why you see Sony now, censoring video games, and they're gonna start censoring anime. You can bet on it. They're gonna start censoring anime, even though now they own Funimation and Crunchyroll. They're gonna start censoring anime. Just watch. Just you wait. Okay. So there's a lot of things on the decline in Japan because there's a lot of old people and not enough of the new generation to take over the jobs, right? So everything from cars, electronics, video games, man, it's just not looking good. It says, in this quickly changing global marketplace, there are currently two things that Fukuhara believes Japan can still be competitive. Anime and Japanese food. Yes. I mean, man, I love me some Japanese food. Japanese barbecue. Oh my god. So anime can save Japan. I mean, the Japanese economy, at least. Japanese studios pay taxes, and the government uses taxes to basically circulate money into the Japanese economy. You guys get the point. It says, to make matters worse, the producer says Japan has coasting on the goodwill provided by Anime Classics. Basically, he's saying here anime classics like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, Studio Ghibli. It says for the new generation that latch onto it. Yeah, so they still rely on a lot of old IPs like Naruto, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon. Now, people that got into that in the 2000s and the 90s, we're getting old. Okay, I'm already 30. My friends are 30 years old, and in a couple of years, we're not gonna see, you know, we're not gonna be into Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. So that's a problem. But most likely, and then it says, while also leaving the door open for something fresh and new, something from China, perhaps. It's a lot of problems, man. It's a lot of problems. It says, so Japan must first reevaluate its standing in the world, at least in terms of animation, and then begin to nurture its own creators. Yeah. Then it goes on to say here, said the 37-year-old Fukuhara should be old enough to remember that the days the U.S. was ringing remarkable similar alarm bells about Japan's skyrocketing economy throughout the 80s, while significant changes occurred in both countries. Yeah, so... yeah, man, so China, they're getting into a lot of industries, and I say because China produces more, and also you gotta remember, China has 1 billion people, over 1 billion people in the country. So they have more workers. They have more workers, right? So they can produce things faster. So, you know, the world, it's not just Japan, the world, even in America. Yeah, America now is producing movies with China, but this, we're gonna I mean, I don't know how to say this, guys, but the entire world most likely is going to be competing with China. So I've talked about this in the previous video. I'm gonna keep an eye on China and Chinese anime and the Chinese movie industry, so stay tuned. What is up, everybody? Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can receive new future notifications. Check out the blog at ndrtv.com. Follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts or anything you want to say right below this video in the comments below. This is Andy Matrix. Thank you for watching. Godspeed, everybody. Godspeed.